I know.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Manstream Podcast. I am your host, Mike. To my left is Josh Richter, and then to my right is Magic Mike down there, and surprise
he's here
appearance of Ryan Reed, who wasn't going to be here tonight, but is.
Yes.
So we're back with another live episode, conspiracy theories we're going to dive into. But before we get to our how was your weeks and then getting into conspiracy theories, I do want to take a moment and say thoughts are with Johnny Gardeau and Matthew Gardeau and their families. Clearly, I think if you were in touch with the news at all, you heard a drunk driver hit them when they were on their bicycle when they were actually getting ready for their sister's wedding, and they both died. So it kind of shocked the hockey world. Johnny Gardeau played hockey before he went to college for the Dubuque Fighting Saints, which is very close to us. So thoughts and prayers with them, and stop being fucking stupid, people. Like, if you are over the limit, get a ride. There's plenty of options out there.
So many ways.
So it's a terrible thing, and but just wanted to take a second and throw that out there. How was your week, boys?
Mine
was
was
great.
good.
Great.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Ryan just got back from North Carolina.
Woo! Emerald Island Beach. I was there for 7 days, and it was amazing.
Yeah, you were saying you didn't want to come back.
No, I thought about just selling everything and building a bungalow on the beach.
Bungalow on the beach.
Yeah.
Is that how it works down there?
Is it a big
No.
bungalow or
Just
a
like
small
this-
bungalow?
Their
This-
bungalows
this
are like
piece is mine.
$1.5 million. Little out of my price range. No, but it was a good time. Had a lot of family in town. My aunt, Ginger, retired from the Marine Corps. She was a colonel, and she's a badass. A lot of top brass showed up for her ceremonies. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
That
Big
is
old week-long
badass.
celebration.
It's hard enough to be in the Marine Corps for 4 years, let alone that long.
Wow.
Yeah, she's been in for 32 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Benefits for life.
And
huh?
you came back with that sweet ass hat.
Yep, sweet-ass North Carolina hat. It's my beach hat.
I like it.
I don't like where my mic is positioned
The
because I
bottom
can't
of
see my face.
the bottom
but
brim really brings
Well,
out.
you
like
can
drop
your-
it down a
your
little bit
eyes.
more.
I know. I will.
I bought one of them hats in Florida. The coast sun is so hot, you need one. And I wear it golfing and stuff. I mean, they're just good hats out mowing. I feel like I look like a jabroni, but
They don't fit my head.
it works.
I love it. Dude,
I
it's
have the
like
opposite
elastic
problem.
on
I
the
can't
top.
find one that does fit.
Did you shove it
It's
in?
so
Should we
fucking
swap
tiny.
hats tonight?
No.
Did you shove it in your
No,
luggage?
the fucking thing would be hanging on my brim of my nose.
You put it in your luggage?
Yeah, Courtney packed most of our bag, and then I put a few things she couldn't fit in there, but she didn't know our suitcase widened out by about 2 inches. So I burrowed a little hole, flipped it upside down, and then rolled up a towel and put it inside of it,
There you go.
and then put stuff flat over top of it.
See, every
it kept
time
its
we
shape.
flew,
This
Look
guy.
at him with the hacks.
This
I'm a
guy.
genius.
every time we flew, I tied it to my book bag, and I just brought it on the carry-on.
Oh, that would have been a good idea, too.
Yeah, that way I couldn't.
I got
it
a
didn't get
baseball
damaged.
cap, too, and it looks like a Navy captain's hat,
Mm,
and then it says Captain Cocktail. It's all embroidered real nice.
you didn't wear that one?
I almost did. I'll wear that next.
We should have accepted that. as
I'll wear
your
that next
hat.
time. What's
I
wrong with
would.
my sun hat? It's bright in here.
I love it.
The UVs are gonna get me.
I mean,
I just hope I hope these headsets rubbing on my shirt aren't making a bunch
I
of
haven't
noise.
heard it.
No.
Okay,
Mike just
fabulous.
got back from being lost in the woods. He pulled a Aaron Rodgers-esque and just went dark for a while in the
An
woods.
ayahuasca trip?
No, I wasn't.
Ayahuasca.
Like that. No, I just went out went out in the woods, camped with my family in a tent, and I don't know, it was pretty rough the first night, but second night went pretty good. But yeah, we just lived off the land, basically, cut wood, made a fire, cooked food on the fire. You know, you get no
Did you
service.
bring the food, or did you
Yeah.
fish for
Yeah,
the food? or
no,
hunt
we were
the food?
fishing and we did catch. We threw them all back.
Yeah.
But no, we brought some food to cook up and grill.
There's
up
your next
breakfast.
venture, YouTube channel, In the Forest with Mike Steinis.
No, I don't want. The whole point was to get away from all that shit, you know.
He tented right next to a shed, so
Yeah, no electricity.
he
no
could
nothing.
easily went inside and
Yeah.
hung out in there.
Hey, let's
Yeah,
do that
no.
when it's like 10 below and see how it goes.
No, we could have did that, but we didn't do that.
Lock the doors of the shed so he
Yeah.
can't get in.
Yeah, there you go. Survival episode.
But no, it was fun. It was fun.
That's good, man. Camping's a great time. Kids
Yeah.
love it, and it is hard the first night because they got to get used to it. I know
Yeah.
all about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good deal.
how about you, sir?
It was.
I can't really say. I said he was in North Carolina. He
I-
was lost in the woods. And
I was lost in Cedar Rapids on Monday, and then found my way back to Dubuque, and downtown Cedar Rapids. It's full of construction, a lot of one ways, but yeah, it was a good week, man.
You
Yeah.
really got lost?
No, I
Oh.
didn't.
You got to meet a former Hawkeye player in a meeting.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Had a good meeting down in Clinton, and Julian Vandervelde was down there, and we got to talking about football and podcasts, and he wants to get on, so we're going to try to plan something crazy here for the future. We don't know what date it's going to be, but we're going to try to have a live show at the Iowa Hawkeyes, do a tailgate, and invite some former Iowa Hawkeye players on and just kind of shoot the shit live with them. So
That's
we'll
awesome.
see what
That's super
yeah.
exciting.
See what
news,
happens.
dude.
yeah,
I think
it's a great plan.
it is a
Yeah,
great
right,
plan.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot that's going to go behind the scenes to get that done.
For sure.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that everybody knows about it, and feel free to, if we end up doing it, come out that day and hang out with us.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want that, I think that'd be an even more fun time.
Or
We're not saying that we're going to get you on live with us or with any special guests, but you can at least hang out with us.
Might
Yeah,
have-
for sure.
Maybe you have
Or
some
if you're a
goodies to give away.
yeah, or
for
if you're a
people that come out.
former Iowa Hawkeye player and you just want to swing by and shoot
Yeah.
the shit, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
But yeah, goodies, giveaways. Yeah, we got our shirts in. So
Got some stuff.
yeah, that's another thing. We were doing our giveaway. So keep liking, sharing, commenting on the page, and following us on Beacons and every social media. And we're going to give those away here.
Yeah, so we got 2 giveaways going on right now. One of them is on Facebook. You can get to it from Beacons, but make sure you let us know if you do go and vote for us for the People's Choice Award at the 2024 Iowa Podcast Awards. We got some shirts we're going to give away. And the other one, we got a TikTok video that's kind of making some headway from our last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Emily King and the being a man's advocate.
Yeah, she's the best. She's the
And
best.
It's good.
Yeah.
so if you go on like our TikTok page and repost that on TikTok to keep them numbers kind of driving up, we just hit over 15,000 views on it.
That's awesome.
I think there was like over 400 and some likes and a handful of comments, but yeah. So those are a couple giveaways. I think we'll probably
When do you want to run that through?
let's set the TikTok one. Let's do a giveaway. We'll announce it on Friday.
All right.
This coming Friday, and then the People's Choice Award. We're gonna run that until the People's
Till
Choice
we're
Award
there.
is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we couldn't do it without you. So thank
Right.
you very much.
Right. So my week was great. Football started. Well, football started last week, but Iowa Hawkeye football started.
Right.
And we had a very good win. Don't care if it was against Illinois State, but our offense in the second half, our offense looked very, very good.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what they changed.
They really didn't. And listening to the players post game, they didn't really change anything. They just knew that something was going to eventually open up. And I really think what happened, I think that first half jitters of being the first game of the year
Yeah.
kind of set away. Cade McNamara started finding receivers that were open. Our run game I'm a little concerned about that. It seemed like our offensive line struggled to do any sort of run blocking. We had good pass coverage or pass blocking, but we did break some big runs for touchdowns, and I'm very excited. If our offense can maintain maybe 21 points a game, I think we win the Big Ten, because there's analysts saying that we're probably going to have the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for the year. We play Iowa State this coming Saturday. That's always a fun one for me, because I get to razz the Iowa State fans and hope we win.
For sure.
So then I don't have to eat them words. But yeah, so football's back. We got our fantasy football draft tomorrow night, and then the NFL starts on Thursday. So we're kind of getting into full swing of things.
Busy week.
Yeah, we are. It's gonna be fall and cold before we know it.
Yeah, we entered the Burr months. We're officially in the Burr months.
What's a burr month?
September, October, November.
Not cold.
Now I feel like
See,
an
I would have been
idiot.
lost in the woods. He was lost in the beach, guys, with his
Yeah.
fucking feet kicked up.
What the hell's a burr month?
American flag Speedo.
The burr months, yeah. So that means fall's around the corner, comfort food's around the corner.
Never heard him called that before.
Thanksgiving
Most
and
people just say
Christmas,
fall.
Halloween.
Texas
so-
education for you right there, folks.
Texication.
No, the burr months, because we're in the burr months.
Burr.
The 4 burr months, absolutely. So
That's what I thought it meant.
And you know what? That topic right there is awesome because what we're going to talk about tonight, part of the conspiracy theories has to go with the months of the year and how many there are and how many there actually should be.
There should be 13.
Okay, well, let's not spoil it. We'll get into that
13
here.
months or
Okay.
13
Yeah,
seasons?
13
there's
months.
13. There's 13 months.
If
Okay.
you did 13 months, every month would have the same amount of days. It would follow the moon cycles perfectly.
Hey,
Let's not spoil it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this because I'm.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, let's
in
just
on
jump
it.
into it.
No,
then.
so
We gotta do that. We
never
gotta do the
mind.
sip
Oh,
and
yeah,
sip.
that's
we're-
right.
we're gonna-
I've been gone too
Give
long.
it a
Sorry,
minute.
guys.
Give it a
Sorry.
minute.
we're going to go.
Premature.
Before we get into our conspiracy theories.
Before we do our sip and savor, I'm going to try this, but I'm back on my no drinking kick due to today's unfortunate series of events. So I was not supposed to be here for the fans at home. I was supposed to be racing at East Moline Speedway. Got there, unloaded the car, got everything ready, went to go out for hot laps, went to put on my driver's suit and zip it up. One zipper blew out. We rigged it up with another zipper. That zipper blew apart. I'm fat and I need to lose some weight. So,
Hey.
Or just get a bigger racing
so,
suit.
so we were
Coming
loading
from
up.
last episode.
I know.
You know
right?
what we talked about? Listen to him. He's
Yeah.
a man stepping
Yeah.
up,
Yep.
saying something, taking ownership.
Oh, I mean, I threw
I
a fit
believe
like
in
a
you.
kid. I punched the wall in my trailer. But, I mean, we were leaving the gate, and the guy's like, I got a suit like 5 minutes away. It's a 5X. I'm like, well, that should fit. Should. But he couldn't get it there. Another guy's like, well, when I finish my feature, you can have my suit and then race your feature. It was a special, paying extra money, and I didn't want to start in the back. So I was like, you know what? We're already out of the gate. Things are loaded. We're halfway home. We're
Well,
just gonna
good
go
news
now.
for you. These are only 95 calories. So
Oh,
I don't
perfect.
think drinking's your problem.
Now, when you drink these,
I'm just hungry a lot.
Aren't we all? Hey, remember, what was that? Binge eating? Is a disorder?
oh yeah.
It's stress and
It can
anxiety.
hit anybody.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So we are going to go into our Sip and Savor segment, sponsored by Van's Liquor in East Dubuque, Illinois, on Cinema Avenue. Tonight, well, last episode we did Good Boy Seltzers
Right.
by John Daly. I went to Van's 2 days later and found out that they also have Good Boy iced teas.
I did not
So-
see
Doesn't
those
make
there when I
sense.
originally got them.
Right?
Yeah,
What you
so
think about it?
It does, because John Daly. So picked up a pack of these Good Boy iced teas. I should rephrase, iced tea lemonades. I think it's there's an iced tea lemonade, there's a peach iced tea lemonade, a raspberry iced tea lemonade, and a blackberry iced tea lemonade. All by Good Boy. We like the Good Boy seltzers so much that I figured let's try them. And
I had the peach.
Yeah.
I had the raspberry one the other night.
I'm doing blackberry.
I'm enjoying a nice lemonade one.
I had a new drink while I was
Straight.
on vacation that we'll have to get in here. Jack Daniels makes pre-mixed drinks.
Yeah.
They make a tea, it's a tea set, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to do their Lynchburg lemonade in college.
Ooh, that's all I used to drink when I started drinking. That's
Pretty good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's
Wow.
the blackberry?
Yeah, the blackberry's delicious. You want to try it?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
COVID.
Peach.
The Mpox.
Anyway,
The impulse.
Yeah, and once again, just like the seltzers, every pour helps a pup. So every can that you buy or case you buy, whatever, goes towards pups.
Brewed in
Dogs.
Des Moines, Iowa. Brewed
Yeah.
in Des Moines, Iowa. How about that for local support? Just get out
Bottled
and
and
buy
canned
some.
in Iowa.
Yeah, dogs, furry friends for veterans. That's
Yeah,
what I was
Furry
trying to do.
friends for veterans.
So, John Daly Good Boy iced tea lemonades. I think they're good.
Yeah, I think they're good,
I
too.
think at this year's Olsen occasion, there's going to be a lot of Good Boys floating around because I gave my wife some of the seltzers and she's like, "Oh, those are good."
Yes, they are good.
And I
good
dropped
boy.
I dropped some off to your house.
Yeah,
So
you did. Yep.
I'm
We got
assuming-
them. Gone. Drank them this weekend. I got lost.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Least
that
I
how you
had
got
those.
lost?
At least I had them.
You drank all 8 of them and you got lost, huh?
No, he had to
That's all
share.
it takes.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was only 4, buddy.
Mike
Take it
had one. Maya had 7.
Well, it's share alike, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's a quick word from our sponsor, Van's Liquor.
Are you ready to make every moment unforgettable? Well, we've got the perfect pit stop for you. Van's Liquor. Need a rare bottle for that special occasion? Van's Liquor has it. Craving the finest beers for your weekend hangout? Van's Liquor has it, just over the bridge at 470 Cincinnati Avenue, East Dubuque. Van's Liquor has everything you need to turn the ordinary into extraordinary. Don't settle for less. Choose the best at Van's Liquor, your celebration headquarters in East Dubuque.
Thank you, Van's Liquor. Go visit Van's Liquor on Cincinnati Avenue in East Dubuque, Illinois for all your beverage needs. I did see these, Hy-Vee was advertising them at $22 an 8-pack. Vans have them for $18. So
yeah, wow.
And that's before our percentage off, right?
We don't get a percentage off.
Oh, sorry,
there.
my fault.
But make sure you mention the Manstream podcast.
Yep.
We like to have them know that people are watching and coming in to purchase from Van's Liquor.
Absolutely.
I mentioned the Manstream podcast when I was there, and they said, "Oh, you listen to it?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm on it."
Yeah.
But
That's fine.
so
Get you some stickers, pal.
You
don't
actually listened to that?
worry. Get you some stickers.
Little pat on the back for you. Huh?
yeah, so I'm like, no, I'm on it. But they were pretty happy that people are coming in, and yeah, get yourself some Good Boys. There's still time to go golfing, so golf courses, make sure you buy some Good Boys to stock up, and when I hit the course, I will be buying some. So with that being said, we are going to move on to our conversation of the night, and we decided to discuss conspiracy theories.
It's going to be a good one.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. I'm not going to sit here and say that I jump on board with every conspiracy theory, because some conspiracy theories are just like, really?
I
was
do.
catching a bug.
What I will tell
I
you,
kinda do.
what I will tell you is there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there that are pretty believable.
Right.
And the more you read into them, or the more you kind of think about it, it's like, wow. So
I can believe anything.
Yeah.
I can go down any rabbit hole.
absolutely.
And make it make sense at the end to where it's like, all right, yep, fuck it, I believe it.
Yeah, so we can do this a couple different ways. We can each take a chance talking about a conspiracy theories we want to talk about, or we could just go into a general conversation about it. However you guys want to do it.
Well, I think we should start off or actually pick up where we started off with the whole months and the calendars, and how every other civilization, their calendar shows 13 months. And the new year is actually April because of Easter, right? That was the actual first month of the year, and that what it's supposed to be. But yeah, there's supposed to be 13 months of 28 days, and Easter is the free holiday of, the start of the year.
But is that a
Interesting.
conspiracy theory?
Well, I mean, if you look at like most former civilizations, Mayan civilization, Inca, like everybody, all had 13 months. And there's 13 moon phases that we go through. And so that's where the whole 13 comes from. And everything that you see in nature has a special connotation with 13. A turtle, its shell, has 13 of the squares that are on it, and every turtle has that.
Huh.
So like there's so many like things that you can relate back to 13, and that's why we always hear lucky 13. 13 is one of the most popular numbers because of the 13 months. That's just kind of how civilization was in the past.
My question is, though, is it a proven fact that that's how the civilizations work?
All calendars that have dated back from like Egypt, they find them over in China, they find them pretty much all over the world in ancient history. All showed 13 months.
So are you saying that it's not a conspiracy because it actually is?
Because it's a proven fact.
It is a thing, yes.
Yeah. I would now, if you had a legitimate argument.
Do we do it? I'm sorry. Do we do it? Why? Do we do it because
of the moon phases is what they did. So nobody had a calendar, nobody had electronics, so we didn't know what it was and how they were able to tell what month it was. And the end of a month was due to the moon phase, because it takes 28 days for the moon phase to come back full moon again. That reset the month, and that was really the only way that they could keep track of months and years and when a new month started.
So I guess I wouldn't look at that as a conspiracy theory myself.
But why did we change it?
Well, unless you sat there,
because some type of work for weeks, so we have to work more days.
Right? Unless you sat there and said
it's
that
probably Henry Ford, that jackass.
we changed it due to this reason. Then I could see it. When I think of conspiracy theories, I think of the people that want to say we didn't land on the moon. That was all fake. or one of my favorite conspiracy theories to talk about is the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
Because
I
100% don't believe that Lee Harvey Oswald
Not a
was.
chance.
I don't think he acted alone. I've been to the 6th floor museum. I did the
Same.
tour.
Same.
It was
Me too.
It was amazing. It was very humbling to stand a floor above where Lee Harvey Oswald made the first shots,
Right.
according to history.
You couldn't stand on that floor?
Not on that floor. Nope. You have to go above it.
Yeah.
We got to stand on it.
On the 6th floor?
Yes.
Oh, no, we had to go to the 7th floor. They had that all blocked off to preserve whatever.
Yeah,
But,
we could, like, they had glass. Like,
yeah.
you could go in a glass
So,
box.
standing there looking at the X's on the road,
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
shots
By the
rang
knoll.
in,
Yep.
was very humbling. Like, I'm standing where a United States president got assassinated. However, I do not believe Lee Harvey Oswald did it on his own. That's what we're told.
Right.
I've watched numerous mob documentaries to where there's former mobsters saying, no, the mob was involved, which is something that I really believe.
You think it was a mob?
Absolutely. The way, what all transpired, the mob, I think the mob killed Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
They poisoned
they'd
her.
be linked together, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, she was. It's kind of a sad life, right? If you dive into her life too, I mean, hers isn't so much. Could be, I guess, categorized as a conspiracy theory, but I mean, she had a horrible life. She was taken advantage of, and like you said, fed these things to become sick.
Right. So there's multiple. There's there's one mobster on Vlad TV, who's another podcast YouTube channel that he interviewed. That he was like 14 years old and he's got a job doing like hair and stuff, and one of his first jobs, they're like, you're gonna go do her, and he walked in, it was Marilyn Monroe, and he's like, whoa, and he's like, yeah, we started banging like shortly after that.
Oh my god!
And he's
15.
Yeah, not illegal at all, right?
Sheesh.
But
Shit was going down like that all the time.
Yeah.
though.
but he says that they were called all to, like, the Kennedys and the mob were called to a retreat, and where they were, because JFK's dad was, let's be honest, he made some deals he couldn't back
Right.
with the mob. And I believe, in my opinion, Jesus, there I go with the sting again. In my opinion,
Quit talking with your arms.
and
bro.
what I've kind of, have wrapped my head around is that the mob put Lee Harvey Oswald up to it as retaliation, and they requested that Marilyn Monroe get JFK before that, and I think one of the other Kennedys at that retreat, and she refused, and then she was poisoned. So I don't think the government was involved. I think the mob solely was
Really?
behind that, because like JFK wanted the mob gone
Sure.
to
but-
try to get his dad away from the problems he had.
I don't know. I think I think the majority of assassinations are set up through some type of
Government corporation.
CIA, or something. Like
Somebody with an
that.
agenda.
It's like
Well,
somebody.
Malcolm
What's the
X,
movie? What's the
Martin
movie?
Luther King.
Red.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's like that type of stuff. It's like, well, I know something that somebody
Yeah.
doesn't need to know, so somebody's gonna have to die for it because.
Yeah.
Well, if you follow what National Treasure, the movie, wasn't John Wilkes Booth, when he killed Abraham Lincoln, wasn't that because the Freemasons or something like that?
I haven't seen that movie in so long, but I know there's something to it.
Good movie though, Nicholas.
And those are movies like they're fake, but it was all about conspiracy
they're not
theories.
Fake. They're doing it right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They're trying to
God damn
brainwash
it.
us.
There's a
You know?
code on the back of the
Well,
Declaration of
Here's
Independence.
the thing. Here's a conspiracy. The Matrix.
Agreed.
You know?
I agree.
You know?
Like the movie?
No, are we living in
Yeah,
a matrix?
yeah.
Is
Oh,
this a
it's a
simulation?
Have you heard that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All too many times.
Yeah. How many times do you have deja vu?
All the time.
All the fucking time.
All
If
the
this is a
time.
simulation, can they fucking change the difficulty, like easier mode or something?
Yeah, right.
This isn't like Madden
Right.
college
This
football.
isn't fun at all.
Damn.
It's fucking miserable. I just want a suit that fits.
If anybody's got a size 4X or 5X or 3X
No,
race suit, send it to Ryan.
Give him a couple weeks, he'll get back in his own.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. And then next year, it's gonna be too fucking big, and he's gonna have to get a smaller suit.
I already have one. I have a brand new one. I can't wear.
Just saying.
It's too
Well, then
small.
you'll get to unwrap
There's
that
your goal.
bitch.
There's your prize at the end of this
pull
race.
the tags off that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Basically, you got to make it through a couple more weeks, and then it's off season, and you got all winter to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't
Comfort food season.
I just
Yeah,
didn't want
no
to shell
shit.
out
The
$300 to
Burmont's-
$500 for a suit. But
So the
anyways,
Matrix, what do you think?
I agree. I'm with it.
I don't know.
I say no. There's too many. Can get behind the idea and look into it, but I have to. Yeah, that one's just too tough for me to wrap my head all the way around. I'd say.
I agree. I'm not really sure on that.
I think if it was a simulation, like, and whatever we're doing outside this simulation, why would anything bad happen in this simulation? Like, if nothing bad happened, we wouldn't know about it. We
Well,
wouldn't
just to keep you
ever.
humble.
I mean,
and
I
keep
die in
you-
Well,
video
you-
games all the time.
You wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't know bad, then you'd be like, oh, this is just normal,
Yeah, but
where
the different-
everything is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like not hard, but like terrible things wouldn't happen to people.
Yeah.
There's some bad stuff that happens out
For
there.
sure.
So
You know?
if we're in a matrix, right, and we're in a simulation, and somebody's pulling the strings of the simulation, how about the Simpsons being able to
Yeah.
predict every natural disaster and every bad or good thing that
Yeah, they have a
happens
lot
in
of
this
them.
world? And we're talking like years ahead of time. We're not talking same month, same week, same
Do
day.
you think those guys are just so damn creative though that they were writing so many shows that they're gonna eventually predict that type of stuff?
I
Because
think
even
somebody's
if you're
giving them
5-10 years ahead, I mean, think of somebody that knows how to work the stock market.
Yeah.
Where they're like,
okay.
they can go, in 3 years, I know this stock is gonna be great, so I'm gonna put money on it.
So now you're talking time travel too.
Yeah.
I mean, it just it just layers and layers
There's
of
a
stuff.
lot
that-
of stuff going. Yeah, this is why it's easy to get lost in this subject because
fucking rabbit holes all day.
yeah,
I think you could draw lines to connect stuff however you want. Like, there's a way to do it if you can sit down and think about it long enough. The Simpsons deal is wild. It's awesome. But how many episodes of The Simpsons are there out there?
It's the longest running show.
And then, have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
yeah.
no.
So in the movie Idiocracy, everyone in that movie, when they get to the future, is wearing Crocs. The reason they're wearing Crocs because when they were deciding what to put these people in to make people laugh, this guy was like, "Hey, I got this cheap rubber shoe. It's outrageous. It'll never be popular. Let's put it in our movie."
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Crocs. Everybody wears
Yeah,
Crocs. But that's like before Crocs were popular, they were in that movie.
I think.
And
I
who'd
do
have
remember
thought a
seeing that.
freaking rubber shoe would be worth
Yeah.
$50 a pair?
I still
Right.
haven't
So, I mean-
stepped inside of a pair.
Like, I don't know. Are they actively like, hey, what's going to happen next? No, I think they're like, well, this seems outrageous. Like,
Let's go for it.
let's just throw it in there. Trump was very popular back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it. Let's have an episode where he runs for president.
Yeah.
Right.
And lo and behold, it
That's
happened.
kind of what my thing is. And that episode wasn't even about him doing it. It was Lisa,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Was running for president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I think I kind of agree with Ryan there. I think they get lucky, right? I think they put out so many episodes and they're so wild in the head that they just get lucky that, oh wait, was this on a Simpsons
I kinda
episode
hope-
back in the day?
I kind of hope not, though.
I know it'd be so.
It'd be a
cool.
lot cooler if
It'd
they
be
knew
so
what the
cool
fuck
if
they were doing.
Who was the creator of The Simpsons? Who's the writer? I always thought it was Paul something or other.
I
But
don't know. I can't
Maybe
Google
that
it for
guy
you.
was given the ultimate script and knows what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always think it's pretty cool when those types of things can be connected and like it makes you think and you go outside of the box with your thoughts.
Yeah, and that's what conspiracy theories are all about.
Agreed.
Essentially,
Right.
one that I keep hearing more and more nowadays is the Earth is flat.
Oh,
That is
Flat
a
earthers.
fun one.
let's get
Or
started on that
crazy,
one.
right?
Or the ice wall.
The ice wall.
Yeah.
I see a
I've seen
lot
that.
more
that's-
ice walls than flat Earth lately.
But the flat earthers are the ice wall because
People, yeah.
when you look at bodies of water that are here on Earth, right? Everything's encapsulated in something like
Yeah.
pond. You got a
Yep.
pond, you got drain. You look at a puddle, you look at everything, and it's always got a wall around it. And like I went hard on the flat Earth for like 2 years. Now I wasn't one of these
Whoa.
people like, hey, it's a flat Earth. I could care less. I want to find out for myself, but I'm not going to preach it to other people. And this ice wall, outside of it that they show is there's 2 gaps that you can actually go outside of the ice wall, and then that's where all these other elements are, and it's not universes, but it's other civilizations. You know, like that one dude on TikTok you always hear about talking about the Anunnaki. You know, their civilization sits outside of the ice wall. I don't know. I could jump on board with it all day, and it's like, have you ever seen the curvature of the Earth? No, because we're not high enough in an airplane, right? But the one thing that like I found funny was the picture when that Red Bull guy jumped out from, what was he, 40, 50,000 feet, you know, and he could see the curvature of the Earth, right?
Yeah.
But they were using, like, they showed the lens, the type of a focal lens they were using on the outside of his capsule was a fisheye lens. Well, fisheye actually takes horizontal lines and makes them curved. So was the lens actually curving and making the Earth look round instead of flat?
Or somebody looking through a big contact.
Exactly.
Working the Matrix,
like,
man.
You don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red pill, was it red pill, blue pill?
Red pill, blue pill.
But let's,
you know what? Go back and watch the Matrix, and you're gonna be like, "Fucking Michael, he's right."
Astronauts have been to outer space and have seen the curvature of Earth.
They're sending you a picture back of a circle, right?
So why can't they go to the back of the circle? What's on the bottom of it?
I don't know. So, like, one of the things about
Like
the whole
they go around it.
the whole flat earthers, right? When you talk to, like, next time you go on a vacation, Ryan, talk to your pilot and just ask him, because I ask everyone that I get on board with, and I get about a 30% flat earth rate.
Wait. You have that long to talk to the pilot?
No,
I just get in
Dude, when
and
I
sit
get
down.
on a plane, I am running to my seat.
No, usually it's like I'm not the first one in, so I'm always standing in the line up front by the cockpit, and I'll be like, "Hey, is the Earth flat or is it round?" And 30% say, "Yeah, it's flat."
Sorry, I don't sit in first
You
class.
should start
It's
asking
not.
them.
It's when you walk in the plane, you jackass.
You should start asking them, "Hey,
Well, good
have you
for
seen
you,
any
Mr.
fucking
Fancy Pants Rich McGee.
extraterrestrials up here? What have you seen up here flying?"
Yeah.
That's
Birds.
what you should need to ask them, because there's a lot of pilots out there that will say that, "Oh yeah, we see some goofy shit."
Well, and so some of the crazy things, like start looking at like air emergencies where somebody's had to make a stop somewhere, right? Like there was one that was leaving from JFK going over to, let's call it Turkey, right? But their path that they took for the flight went above Iceland, okay? Well, if you look on a map, Iceland is nowhere near Turkey, right? We should just go straight from JFK right across to London, right over to the Turkey. But it went all the way up and around. So is that the jet stream? But if you actually fold the map out and you look at the flat Earth map and you run a direct line from JFK to Turkey, Iceland is right in the middle of it.
No shit.
So the flat Earth map actually shows a lot of these, because it's 1,000 miles out of route.
Is this just a map you get from the store that's
No,
flat
it
and you
truly
call it
is.
the flat Earth map?
No.
Because the big flat map you see, like in a classroom or whatever,
Is rounded edges.
no, it's distorted.
Okay.
It's
I like where
distorted.
you're
They
going
make the
with this.
landmass on the north and the south
I
bigger
like-
than it actually
I like where
is.
you're going with it. Yeah. But if you look at a lot of these companies like NOAA, NASA, they lay the map out flat and everything's so much more condensed if you look at those maps. I'm serious. It'll
It's like that, dude.
it'll
It's like
fuck
the
with your
fucking.
head.
It's like the Hogwarts Legacy map. You can only go so far as you explore.
Every
Maybe
map,
we need to explore some more.
every map in school that I seen in a paperback, flat, I just assumed it was a picture if they took the fucking globe, the sphere,
and laid
and
it
cut it in half and just laid it out.
out. Okay.
You can't do that because everything gets so distorted.
So that's the flat
they
Earth
are.
map.
Well, have you seen the ones where it's got like the pie slices sticking out
Yeah.
of the top and the bottom? That's so they could flatten the globe out
Yeah.
Right.
without distorting the continents. But if you just stretch the top out,
That's the flat Earth map.
because a globe, if you cut it in half, when you unroll the top, it's only going to be like
that
that
America?
long, right?
No, that's
Oh.
no, that's the whole Earth, bud.
Solar Earth.
I don't know. I can't jump on board a flat
if you take
Earth.
a basketball and cut it in half, you can't lay it flat without
No, you'd have to push it
putting
down.
some relief cuts.
You're
into
talking
it,
about
you know what I mean?
paper, though.
Yeah,
you know,
or stretch on the bottom and the top till it's a perfect rectangle.
I can't jump on the flat Earth deal.
Me either. You guys are crazy.
I
I don't think you're going to go to the edge of the Earth and fall off the edge
Like
like
the
so.
Truman-
That's
like the
what flat
Truman Show?
Earthers. That's what flat Earthers thought. Like, oh, you get to the
What
edge,
the
you're just
fuck?
going to
You
fall.
so
find
what
the
happens
door
if you
floating in
dig
the
through
ocean?
it? Like, what if we dig too deep and you're just gonna fall?
yeah. Or what happens?
Where are
when
you
get-
gonna? Why? How does the sunrise work in the time zones?
So if you look at the sunrise, it rotates in a circle over Earth, and it shows it. It doesn't rotate around it; it rotates above it, because you can see both the moon and the sun at the same time, right?
Sometimes.
How do the tides
Yeah.
work then?
Right.
Sometimes.
So the tides, as far as those work, it's all encapsulated inside the ice wall, man. It's like a big fucking pond.
No, if it was flat,
It's
the
like,
tide would be the
uh,
exact
fucking wave
same
pool. It just
every
happens when
day.
it wants.
But the tide's different, and they change with the moon.
And then
High
when the
tide, low
tiles-
tide are
the
different
tiles
times.
shift, and that's when the big
The
destination
tile
on
shift. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it's flat, if you ran to
I think that's what happens, right?
if you rowed a boat to the end of the flat Earth, one side or another, what happens?
You just keep going around it.
How? That means it's not flat.
So like I'm gonna come to if my phone is flat Earth,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sail to the edge of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna flip to the other side, and then I'm in the upside down.
No,
Yes.
so you're going to hit the ice wall because you're hitting Antarctica.
Who's
So
on the backside?
No matter how far you go south, you're hitting
You're gonna
Antarctica.
hit
The Arctic
Antarctica.
Pole is the center, and Antarctica is the biggest continent. It is one that surrounds it, and that's what they're saying this ice wall is. So listen to this. So Captain James.
So what if you
Cook,
go on the other side of the ice wall? You just
then
gonna fall off?
You're outside of the, well. That's the thing. You can't go outside of the ice wall. There's 2 little gaps that they're showing on this map, and that you can clear it through there. But then once you get outside of those, you're in a new civilization. That's what they're trying to show you on
ever
these maps.
So they just
You
say
guys
we're
ever
like a
seen-
flat spot of a bigger world.
Yep.
Is that world round?
No, it's flat.
How do you know?
It's shown on the map. It's a flat Earth.
What
Have you guys
map?
ever seen? You guys ever seen a TV show, The 100?
Huh.
Yes.
Oh, you should watch
Is
it.
that where they like take people out of the
That's
100?
where they
So,
come
like-
back to Earth.
Yeah, so
Oh,
they,
no.
I don't think they got nuked or whatever or something. I can't remember how it first started, but they fly up and then they stay up in space and they're in a spaceship until they all like the radiation is gone.
Yep.
And then when they think it's safe or where they're running out of food on their ship, they send a bunch of delinquents down. 100
100 kids.
100 kids
Okay.
down. And that's basically what it is. It's different civilization at that point. And there's like fucking ground people and warriors and like, people that are living in a big fucking cave, which was like all the rich people. I mean, it follows a really weird storyline,
It's
but I could
interesting.
see it working.
I think I watched the first 2 or 3
And then you get to
seasons.
the end and it's a bunch of fucking blood doping people cloning their own people through all their. It's fucking crazy.
Spoiler
There's
alert.
AI. There's AI with it. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
You should watch it.
I can't jump on the flat Earth.
No, I mean,
I'm not saying jump on board, but I'm saying go and look at some of the
I've looked. and
examples.
it makes me laugh.
I'm just saying
every
anything's
time.
probably possible.
How do you explain this? All
Yeah.
right.
I can't explain
They-
this thing. That's just
They
one of the
did an
conspiracies I believe.
experiment. Flat Earthers did an experiment. All right. That is like a very high powered telescope that you could see through.
Sure.
Right. And they shot a laser
You
beam.
can see through telescope.
Very, very strong laser beam. Yes. And they had a helicopter. They looked at their height where they were, and they had a helicopter lift off and fly to the same height. And they should have been able to see it because it's flat, and they couldn't see shit. So they told the helicopter to keep going up till they could see it past the horizon, and they did. And it was way higher than it would have had to been if it was flat. How does
Yeah.
that work? Where's that curvature come from?
I don't know. Kyle.
Because the Earth's not flat.
Exactly.
Kyle was in
Thank
here.
you.
Kyle-
You know how big this globe, this planet is? You're not going to
Kyle
see the
saying?
Kyle
curvature.
said they fly indirectly because of the curvature of the Earth. Earth's curving is what causes that 1,000-mile out of route trip above Iceland down to Turkey. I don't know. It's just like you have to listen to the right person that's
But it's-
knowledgeable about it.
If you think,
No.
if you look at a
Yeah.
globe and think they're going to fly straight sideways, it's more direct to fly up and over,
I
up
don't
and
know.
around.
I told my wife that like this is gonna be an episode where I just sit back and listen because like I can believe all of them. I'm so
so
like,
easy to believe.
Absolutely, dude.
Well,
Everything.
speaking of ice and
Yeah.
ice walls and ice-related things, one of my favorite conspiracy theories is the Titanic and the Britannic,
Oh, yeah.
owned by White Star Lines.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
the two
White Star
different
Lines
ships.
owned 2 ships.
Mhm.
They had the Britannic and the Titanic, and they looked very similar. The Titanic was not insured. The Britannic no.
The Britannic.
The Britannic was not insured and had they messed it up. It had an issue, had a fire. So they patched it, fixed it, and they name swapped them.
No way.
And then so instead of the Titanic
so
sailing
all the
across
people
the Atlantic,
did get on. Like all the people.
yeah, everybody thought it was the Titanic. So instead of the Titanic sailing across, it was the Britannic, the uninsured ship.
Yep.
And then when it sank, the Titanic was insured. So when the Titanic
way.
sank, they got paid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, if you look at the first
I wonder
class,
if fucking PF commenter knows that.
if you look at all like the first class people on this ship, it was like J.P. Morgan,
yeah.
like a bunch of those high-powered people
That's
were on
my
this
next
boat.
thing too. Is like stuff like that's been
That's awesome.
happens all the time too. Where like there's plane crashes or
Mm-hmm.
boats that sink that have these extremely important people. What was that flight that disappeared? The Malaysia flight, right?
Malaysia.
It was
yeah.
like the president of finance of like the
All
Asian
kinds
markets.
of stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds and doctors that knew how to like beat cancer and stuff like that. It's like, what the hell is going on? Seems like there's always important people, super duper important people in these fights and boats that shit like that.
I still think there's the Ocean Gate submarine that broke. Like it had been down there and up a bunch of times. And people are ragging about the Xbox remote, and you put a big cap on that you can't take off. My theory is the one that got crushed and destroyed, them guys weren't on it. Those guys had so much freaking money that were going down there. They're living fat somewhere with different names, different identities, kicked back.
So is Tupac still chilling in Costa Rica too?
Probably.
No, he's dead.
They say that Hitler's still alive in South America.
No,
have you ever heard that
too.
conspiracy theory? How do you know?
Did you hear?
You seen him?
Did you hear AI? Someone used artificial intelligence to create Elon Musk stating that he's been to Epstein Island and all these like famous people like Michael Jackson's still alive. He's just walking around in Epstein Island. That's where all these famous actors go when they want to retire and be done and not live in the spotlight. He's like, yeah, I saw Michael Jackson walking down the road and I walked up, like, you're supposed to be dead. And
what the fuck?
Yeah.
My favorite though, like, so if you go,
so fucking gross.
There's a village, there's a small part of Argentina where if you go there, the predominant language is German.
Yeah,
they speak a lot of German.
Really?
There's a lot of German people because they took refuge. A lot of the German troops after World War II took refuge down to Argentina, and the conspiracy is that Hitler's there too, still alive. I mean, I never saw the body. Yeah. Somebody's probably did, but do I believe it? I could see it. I mean, you're like the biggest psychopath the world has ever known.
Yeah,
committing mass genocide and all this craziness, and you're going to lose. You know you're going to get in trouble. Yeah. Why not fake your own death and hightail it and just live high on the hog in Argentina?
One of my favorite conspiracy theories is those little Egyptians built the pyramid.
The little Egyptians?
Yeah,
the little ones, the little people.
You know, they weren't big people. Like
Egyptians were like 5'5".
The Great Pyramids.
That was their average.
The Egyptians, I believe this. The Egyptians didn't build the pyramids.
No, not at all.
What
Aliens.
did?
Aliens. 100%.
Tight.
You think about like there's been big studies on this going.
Yeah.
It is not physically possible if you put the biggest men in America and the most strongest like complete like athletes or workers to do this. They couldn't even do it closely in the same time frame or be as precise.
So
I
have done a lot of research on the pyramids because I wondered the same damn thing. Like, how did this happen, and how are they so
perfect
aligned with everything?
Like the math, the geometry.
Absolutely,
it's amazing.
And for somebody, like they say that they were an intelligent civilization, and I'm sure they were, and they used things for power that we don't have that aren't electric, but they were able to draw power from certain things.
Water, right?
Yeah, so that was the one thing that I saw is how they got it is they built tunnels and shafts up the pyramid as they went further and further up,
and they sat them down.
Flooded them, and then they put these rocks in there that were buoyant, and they could float them to the top without actually having to use as much force as it would take to do that. Because I said, 23,000 people would have had to have moved one stone in order to get it moved, and that's not possible. But if you go in and look at it, if it's true, if it actually is what happened, they flooded tunnels and channels that like floated the rock up to the top, and then they moved it off on like logs.
Yeah, I've heard that theory too.
It's too precise.
I know. I don't disagree.
And look at if you take the pyramids in Egypt, the pyramids in South America, there's pyramids somewhere else, and you draw a line. Yeah, Vegas.
I love
if
Vegas.
you draw a line, like they're all in a perfect line all the way around the globe. Like, it's just like
extraterrestrial.
They were on different
Stonehenge
continents.
is the same way. Stonehenge was not. That's all aliens.
Yeah.
If you ask me,
there's no way you're getting that stone up there without just way back. Like, I don't care how strong you are. There's no how.
Yeah, it's not possible.
So, do you believe the actual pyramids go deeper down into ground that's actually up top?
No. So here's my thought on the pyramids. At one time, the Nile River didn't run where it runs now.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is the pyramids were built over the Nile. They're made of granite, a type of granite, that when friction from water hits this granite, it creates a power source. The tops of the pyramids were diamond. They had large crystals on them. So my thought is that the pyramids were actually a power plant of some sort. Water ran under them. They created the power. The power went through the crystal, and they were able to somehow get that from one place to another and light shit up. because if you look at some of the people who've dug into this, like some of the hieroglyphics on the walls, they're like they show like beams coming from stuff from like a crystal or something like that, and it's like, okay, is that just light coming out of that?
Yeah.
Or like there's a beam and it's bouncing around it, so it's like, I don't know. I could see that they had a way from someone else stopped by and was like, here's how you do this. You take these rocks, we're going to pile them up like this, we're going to have water run under them, and you put this crystal at top, and now you've got lights.
Interesting. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't either.
It's wild. And then, another big, I can do this all day, another big conspiracy with like pyramids and like ruins is the dark side of the moon. The back side of the moon, like, it's unexplored. We haven't been there yet. Why?
Right.
Why not? It's rumored, it's a conspiracy that there are structures like
and light sources,
ruins and structures, and there's a pyramid on the dark side of the moon.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in another
How
galaxy,
does a rumor like that get started though, without even being back there?
people wondering.
Well, I mean, and then
Here's a question: Would you rather go the deepest, outest part of space or the deepest part of the ocean?
I'd rather go to space. The bottom of the ocean scares the fuck out of me.
Me too, dude. Fuck that.
Well,
we're on the same page there.
NASA started out exploring the ocean
First.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
They did it for a few years, and then they started figuring out how to get the hell off this planet.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I firmly believe that they found some shit in the ocean that they don't want anybody else to know about.
I think that's where the aliens
mass
are.
hysteria and panic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's like the guy.
So maybe they're behind the ice wall.
when Ocean Gate got crushed, that sub,
Yeah. They knew it.
they knew right away.
They
They're
knew
like, we heard it, and they're like, how'd you
So-
hear it? Well, we have microphones all over in the ocean. Why? What are you listening for? If it's just a big empty ocean,
Other life.
Hell yeah.
guarantee it.
yeah, dude. Aliens built the pyramids. I'm still on that.
Yep, I'll get behind that all day.
I and Stonehenge. I agree.
I think it's where they landed.
Yeah. Aliens exist.
Okay.
Big circle.
So I was talking about this earlier with my brother-in-law when we talk about aliens. In past civilizations, do you think there were giants?
Like
Here on Earth?
like
They found-
Andre.
No, we're talking like they're talking 18, 20-foot men.
Yeah, they found bones.
They
of,
found
like,
a
giant bones.
foot bone up in Connecticut and dug it up, and it was like the metatarsals of the foot, and these toes were like 6 to 8 inches long as a toe.
That was Bigfoot.
And it was just huge. And they based it off of like the other bones they found, an 18 to 20 foot person.
So here's a question then. So if there is aliens and you do believe in all that stuff, and they've done pyramids, they've done Stonehenge, who do you believe is pulling the strings then?
On the aliens?
No, I mean like
The Rothschilds.
no, yeah, for real, for real. But like, why aren't they here just being like, okay, I can control you if I want to?
Yeah.
You think they're just waiting for us to fuck up even so bad that they're like, okay, we got to calm it down on the human race experiment that we're trying to do? Or like, who's in charge?
I think.
Who's in charge?
I think back in
like,
in them,
okay, you believe in God, right? Okay, if you do, if God's just like, okay, aliens, take it easy. You know, you're getting a little carried away.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how to.
I believe.
I want to believe in them, but I just don't know how to.
Back
what
in them
power.
days, maybe. I like this thought. You're cruising by Earth, and you look at it, and you're like, "Oh, look at these beings, and they're trying to build stuff and do stuff, and they suck at it. I'm gonna go down and help them just a little bit." So they come down and they help us just a little bit, and take off. Like, you guys got it. We'll come back and check. And then they come by nowadays, and all we do is fight and argue and kill each other over stupid stuff,
Yeah.
and nobody can get along. What you want to do in your personal time, other people are worried about, and everybody wants to have control. I'd look at it and be like, yeah, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah.
I want
like-
nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But like, if they had that type of control, and you know, there's research and studies out there right now what social media is doing for everybody, and like their anxiety and stuff like that. So
It's killing us.
So it's slowly killing. It's a slow burn. Why don't they, if they're so smart, look out for us and shut that shit down? Be like, okay, you guys have had enough. It's time to take a break.
Hey, that's what happens when the big reset comes all the time. They say that we're supposed to recycle every 6,500 years, and that there's a natural cataclysm that's going to take everybody out, and it's going to recycle civilization. So maybe that's maybe it's God.
Huh?
Or
If you're a God-fearing person.
Let's throw this twist on it. Now we're making our own conspiracy theories. I like this shit.
love it.
Yeah.
Let's throw this twist on it. All right, there's microphones all over the ocean. I've heard that it's believed that most of your alien activity is like unidentified objects entering and exiting the ocean. All right, you said every 6,500 years there's a cataclysmic event that resets everything. So let's back up to before the last one. Let's say the last one was a meteor that took out everything, the dinosaurs and all that shit. Let's back up before that. Civilization is advanced further than we are.
Yep.
And they say, oh, this shit's fixing to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig into our planet. We already found out that inside the planet there's like a jungle. Bear with me here.
Yeah, I've heard this.
So we're going to go down there, live off those resources, and there's still dinosaurs. There's still anything that's extinct on the surface is still thriving there.
Yeah.
So they're way more advanced technology-wise than us.
Yeah.
They're down in this confined space that's only so big.
This hollow of the planet.
Yeah, it's a hollow planet, the hollow planet theory.
Yeah.
Why would you bring anybody else in there? There's only so much room.
And
you're way more advanced, and just mess with them. Like, ooh, aliens are from outer space.
So they're like ogres. They have layers.
They have layers, like an onion.
And guess what a lot of the flat earthers believe is that entrance is those two exits around the Arctic Circle or the Antarctica around the ice wall. Right?
No
So
shit.
that leads into
So is
the
it like a
hollow earth.
cube then?
I don't know, dude.
I am struggling with flat Earth. How you go into the middle of a piece of paper.
In fact, Kyle sent me a message and he said, I can no longer do a show with a flat earther.
I'm not a flat earther, Kyle. I'm not going to preach it to people. I'm not going to go around and be like,
you got me
flat,
intrigued. I don't
flat.
fucking know. I thought Kyrie
watch.
Irving was crazy, but maybe
No,
not.
Just watch.
No, flat earth.
Billy Carson is that guy I talked about, that dude that's been running around talking about the Anunnaki. Very educated man, and he's on the flat earther deal. Like, with the Anunnaki, that their civilization still lives outside of the ice wall, and that
He's
they're
not
not
the guy
from
that
another planet.
That transcribed the Sumerian.
Yes, he
tablets,
is. Yep.
I heard him on Rogan, but he didn't say anything about flat Earth. But he had some really cool shit
On
to
the
talk about
Anunnaki.
on there.
Yeah.
On all kinds of stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
His deal is like, so these aliens. This is a cool one. You all right? You look like you're falling asleep. All right.
No, I'm fine.
Here we go. Buckle up, bitches. This is gonna get exciting. All right. So here's the whole story behind our planet. So these aliens are on another planet like ours, but to protect their atmosphere, we got like a sphere around our planet that keeps the air and all that stuff in, the ozone. I forget what it's called, but
Yeah, the ozone.
For these aliens,
Atmosphere.
they were burning up their atmosphere, their ozone. It was going away, but they found
Like
out
we're doing right now.
right. But they found out that like gold dust will protect it the same. We'll
Like the
create
wrestler?
like the dust, gold dust. Have you ever taken like gold? You can hammer and beat and bang and split
And bend.
and it never, you never lose any of it. The same amount is still there. So real fine gold dust in the air will protect the ozone of this planet. So they're looking for gold to save their planet. We have gold here. So they came here. They found out there was gold. Two of the aliens were dropped off here to start mining this gold. And they mined for a while, and they're like, this is bullshit. Why do we have to do this? So they took creatures that were here, took different parts from different ones, and created a creature that they could tell to go mine gold for them. Why are we so obsessed with gold?
I like gold. It's shiny.
Why, though?
You ever seen Moana?
I mean, it's just a yellow rock.
Shiny.
Like, there's things better than... I'd rather have diamonds than gold.
I was thinking more gold member.
I got diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it.
gold.
I like
love-
gold.
But I mean,
love
like,
gold.
if you think about it, like, why are humans so obsessed? Why is gold so valuable to us? Like, what triggered that way back in the day? Like,
Yeah,
this
but when we
this
got
means
off the gold standard, really. fucked
this
some
means
shit up.
something,
Yep.
and this is gold. So the theory is that they created humans, and this is totally dogging on the Bible, which
To be slaves?
I'm a religious person. I believe in the Bible, but this is just neat to me.
Yeah.
They created these humans to be slaves to mine gold for them. Well, then they got called back to their planet, had to go do something, or we rebelled back, got them out of here, and now we're just kind of hanging out on our own till they come back and are like, "Where's the fuck's all our gold?"
Yeah. And they're pissed.
But I mean, it makes you think, like, who back in whatever era was like, wow, you see this yellow shit that I can it's malleable, and this is worth more
It's
than
shiny than the dull
this
rock.
is more.
Yeah.
This is worth more than this stuff. I have way more of this stuff, but I think this stuff is worth more.
Yeah.
Why? Why is gold so important to us?
So what's your thought on Roswell?
Oh, there's aliens there. I mean, that's where
isn't it confirmed? Like, don't we have documents out saying like
they released the Roswell reports.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we have like living aliens. It's not like Men in Black.
I think they do that just to. I mean, if we all believe in aliens, right?
I do.
We've all agreed on that. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. I think they put shit out there every now and then just to distract us from like what's really going on sometimes.
Yeah, well,
that's my big conspiracy. That's what gets me every time. Is like, or I said I could agree with all of them because, fuck, dude, I just don't. I don't know if I can trust anybody I don't really know.
I think us as millennials, I think we hit I don't want to say we've been through a lot as like our generation. We've seen a lot, and we've seen a lot of disparity. We've seen a lot of hatred, a lot of violence, a lot of you name it. I don't think we know what to think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's why you can believe stuff. That's why we can believe conspiracy theories, because what should we think?
Right.
When you talk about, and this is jumping down a different route, you talk about school shootings. People always say that really never started to be prevalent until after Columbine. Millennials, we were there, right?
Yeah.
So, but then there was theories around that.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Right, and so I think we've been through so much and seen so much as a generation that us sitting here and other millennials, I've had conversations with other ones. We don't know what to think.
Yeah,
so it's easily believable.
Right.
There's a lot that I don't believe. I'll be the first to admit I do not believe that a bomb was set at the bottom of the World Trade Centers and all that crap. I don't believe that at all. You watch the planes go into it, and maybe from me being who I am with Air Force and firemen, that's why there's no way. There's no way we're going to kill our own firemen like that. And I mean, the fire industry is very reactive. We're not proactive. We react to things, and that's how things get changed.
Yeah.
Something bad has to happen. And ever since 9/11, it's a whole different ballgame, from training to gear to all of it. But I don't believe that a bomb was put in the bottom to distract the United States or the people of the United States of what was really going on with the president or whatever, and that they blew up the World Trade Center. I also have watched videos where it's debunked it, saying that jet fuel can't burn through steel.
Yeah, I've watched that too.
What's your take on it?
I'm total opposite of Mike. I think we did it. They showed the implosion of the building.
All that stuff, dude. That's what I'm saying. I think all that stuff.
They showed
Martin
the
Luther King.
Yeah, they showed the implosion
you know
of
what I
the
mean?
building
That
was below the actual crash site, and fire burning down that far isn't enough to melt steel. And if it was, the steel would have gone like this because the bottom was still intact and it collapsed onto itself like a controlled blast.
Yeah.
And they even said that even the fire inspectors that went in there from NYFD showed that like the bottoms of the beams were basically blown apart and sheared off with thermite.
Yeah.
Well, that's not in a plane, and that shouldn't be in a building. And
right.
Then you get the security of, well, there were actually guys down here 2 weeks prior doing inspections in the basement where the main structure is at. So who knows?
Yeah.
But I would say like, George W., whatever. But I think it was. I think it was another thing about war.
Yeah.
And I think it was us needing a reason to go over, and it's just like WMD. Was it real? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But I would tend to lean to the side of like, I saw this guy that's a blacksmith, and he said, hey, he's like, here's the kind of steel they had inside of the trade center. And he goes, here's my forge. He's like, I can get it up to 2,500 degrees. And he pulled it out at 2,500 degrees, and he couldn't even cut through it.
So, but
did he crash a plane into it and see what happened?
No, but it's a small piece of steel that's molten.
Think about it. And Kyle sent a message, and I was going to go down this way.
Mm-hmm.
So, a plane goes in and it hits. I don't know how many floors the World Trade Center was. Centers.
A couple hundred, I think.
Right. So, say it hits floor number 60. I don't remember how high up it hit, guys. That's 2001, right? say it hits floor 100 or like 120. If it's 200 floors, it hits 120 because it wasn't halfway. It wasn't at the top. So say it hit 120. When it hits it, an explosion happens, right? The plane, jet fuel drips.
Yeah.
So if jet fuel drips down to the bottom and say there was any sort of, and when that collapsed on the top, so you have 80 floors above you collapsing down, putting all that weight to collapse it down at the bottom as well.
I guess I don't know, and this maybe your training comes into thought. Wouldn't that be a better situation? You'd have all those other floors below it plus the base to hold up.
I think what he's getting at is like the jet fuel's dripping down and dripping down and dripping down and dripping down, but is it going to drip down 50 floors below where it entered to start the destruction?
What was the timeline?
So,
and they showed blast, like they showed flashes. If you look at it, watch the flashes of light come out, and that's an explosion. Now, I would assume that if a plane flies into a building and there's a ball of fire right away, the fuel is blowing up right then too.
So, but you also have to take what's combustible in the bottom, right? So, what is in that building that's combustible? So you have to take any of that. Is the boiler room, or were they running oil drums for their boilers?
What about this? Now this is deep. What if, I don't know what they all stored there. I don't know what all the information they had there, but they attacked certain buildings that day.
They went World Trade Centers, and then we're heading to the Pentagon.
For sure.
And hit the Pentagon.
For sure. So do you think we had some type of contingency plan of like, if something goes through here, we have stuff in the lower parts of these buildings that we don't want anybody seeing, like deep down safe, paperwork, stock exchange information, things like that, like, hey, if this building goes down, we got to make sure we destroy certain parts of it.
So maybe.
Because if there's going to be an issue, if there's going to be an attack, like, is it like, hey, let's get rid of some shit here.
Maybe. Maybe. But I always like to go back to the point, do you really think our government is very interested in mass casualties of their own people? And that was the first time America's been attacked since Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
I mean, genocide is in every civilization, every country, every place around the world except, here we do it. But.
I think there is in all levels.
It's the same people, not the same people, but those people always say the school shootings are setups. Really? You really think the government's setting up some nut job to go in and shoot a bunch of kids?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Maybe not them, but other people.
I can't get on board with that.
The mob. You said the mob had enough power and enough.
But the mob's gone. I mean,
sure,
they're not gone.
Sure, but there's other people out there that may not be gone. Other groups out there that may not be gone.
Trust me.
CIA.
I 100% think there's enough.
FBI.
I think there's a circle of people with enough power that control what our government does.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they control what multiple governments do.
Correct.
They're
like the whole
a super elite group that is like, if we do this, this, and this, we're gonna keep our power and make us better. Yeah. We need puppets here, here, and here. Like I can get on board behind that all day because there's just too much shit that it's like. That really worked out for some of these people.
The Bilderberg group.
Right. Kyle brought up a good point about the World Trade Center. If there was documents down below that we need, why not blow it up on a Sunday when nobody's there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't know when that's going to happen. You don't.
Yeah,
know,
you don't pick
when they say,
right?
Hey, do you want to do it today?
So there was a fourth plane that we only could guess that was going to the White House.
Oh, the Pennsylvania plane.
The Pennsylvania plane, because one hit the Pentagon, two hit the World Trades, and the one went down in the Pennsylvania field.
And that was another thing too. Like they didn't find a lot of parts to that airplane.
I think they found all of it.
Oh,
so like you say the trade centers were an inside job.
Yeah, I don't say that.
Well,
I'm just saying
some people would say that.
Yeah,
he pointed at Josh.
If you point at I looked at Josh. So if you look at some of the other fine details, like the phone recording of the guy calling his wife, leaving her a voicemail.
Yeah.
Where are you going to find a guy that's like happily married and has a couple kids? It's like, yeah, I'll jump on this plane and you can just blow me up.
I don't think anybody
for the government
on those planes had any indication what was going on. No. It's somebody like, we're going to pick this plane. We're going to pick this plane. This is what's going to happen. Here's where you're going to take it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see both sides of things. I lean more towards that it was an inside job for sure, just with like all the technical data. Like, so if Kyle's theory is true of jet fuel,
It's not a theory. Jet fuel drips.
Well,
it does, but jet fuel also only can burn at 1,500 degrees. And I'm telling you, this guy took the metal that was in the World Trade Center for all the steel beam structure from the bottom to the top, and they buried them like 10 stories deep too. And that doesn't burn at 2,500 degrees. He literally put it in his forge, got it to 2,500 degrees, and he couldn't even put a hammer through this thing and put really a big enough dent in it that it would shear itself off. And he goes, this is 1,000 degrees hotter than jet fuel burns. There's no way.
Wasn't there another building that day that blew up kind of the same way, like building number 7 or whatever it was?
Yeah, it was that was the other one.
But the thing about it though is like,
and that had a bunch of important shit in it too, right?
Mm-hmm. And this is coming from a guy that being a fireman, and I don't know everything there is. There's a lot more people that know a lot more than I do, but you also have to take into consideration of what is in that building that's combustible. That's not just jet fuel.
So you
anything.
got to figure out. Okay, jet fuel burns at this temperature, but what is jet fuel, carpet, insulation, ceiling tiles, electrical stuff, wooden desks, chairs? I mean, what if there's they had a film lab somewhere on that floor, so you got a bunch of combustible microfilm or regular film. They wouldn't even allow that stuff on like any public transport back in the day in Hollywood because film is so highly combustible and burns so fast. Watching Glorious Bastards, they do a whole segment on that. That's how they burned down that theater.
Well, and to go on that,
I'm like, who says that's not there? You know,
to keep going on what he's saying, and this is what you'll find in the fire industry and in your training now. So as we continue to progress in time, and I don't know when the exact date started, but the way things are made now burn hotter, faster, and are more toxic to us because of the plastics and the toxins that are built in these furniture nowadays. The carpets, they're all made with so much crap that if they start on fire, they burn hotter, faster, and more toxic.
When did that happen, though? Because we're talking fucking...
You're talking 01.
Years.
You're talking 01.
I know.
But I think it's been
Stuff
happening.
is made hell of a lot different now than it was in 01.
In 01,
still.
but
I guess my thing is like, okay, oil definitely doesn't burn as hot as what jet fuel does, I'm sure. Like, you can't take all these things that are combustible, and again, I am not a fireman, but I'm assuming 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 and burn, so you can't take something that burns at 1,500 degrees and say oil burns at 400 and add 400 to it. No, because oil's only going to burn at a temperature that it's equal to, so it's not going to exceed 1,500, therefore it doesn't add any additional degrees into the jet fuel burn temperature. I mean, most wood burns at 400 degrees, 700 degrees.
Yeah.
So... real quick, I'm going to throw some facts out I checked. So the North Tower was struck first. Both towers were 110 floors tall.
Okay.
North Tower struck first. Floors 93 to 99 between there.
Mm-hmm.
South Tower struck second between floors 77 and 85.
So almost, top quarter and top third.
Yeah.
And they fell down
below
half.
And that jet fuel drip.
Here's my thought though. So you're not to the top. There's still floors above it. You have this explosion that takes a couple floors out.
Yep.
And then you have fires and all this shit's burning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm no fire expert. I don't know how to make fire hotter or not, or I know it's the fuel that's going to change it.
Air.
But I'm pretty sure if you just keep feeding a fire whatever you can throw in it and air, it's going to keep burning and get hotter and hotter. But also you got the weight of the shit above it. So I'm not saying they got hot enough for something to snap through it, but if they got hot enough to buckle and bow and the weight of the floors above it, when that stuff starts coming down, it's going to keep coming down. There's so much weight there that you're not going to stop it.
I don't disagree with you at all. I agree with you. But I think if you look at the structure that the Twin Towers were, there was a superstructure that was on the inside of the building that kept all of the tunnels for the elevator shafts, and that was super reinforced. And the plane never made it through that center solid part, right? And that's where the structure is coming from to hold up everything. And you only had the plane enter into one side, and it actually, they're saying it stopped before it got there because that wall was so thick and so strong that it stopped them. So the other half of the building doesn't have the same damage that this does. And if that's the case, they're saying that the building should have tipped over
Right.
And instead, they crumbled
straight
down on each other.
like a
Because this wall,
demolition.
because if it hit over here, this wall's, it's fucked, Ryan. I get that. And
Yeah.
everything above it's going to compress down on it. So if we know that this is fucked, the building should essentially tip this way up top and fall
Like
off.
cutting a
Now,
tree
it
down.
could then pull the building down with it for sure. And I would have, if that would have happened, I wouldn't have questioned it. But it literally fell straight down like a controlled blast.
Yeah, there's tons of theories out there about it.
Yeah, that's my take on it, and that's why I think that it's an inside job. Somebody set that up.
Yeah.
And it actually was funny enough, being insurance, if you go and you look at who purchased the building that same year, he took out a policy that was the most expensive insurance policy in the world to cover those two buildings. And he made a shit ton of money off of insuring a building for less than a year and buying this building. I think it paid him 10x.
Yeah, so there's an influencer. I don't know if you want to be called an influencer, but he's an older man. He's an older man, and he's Barstool Large, and he has a Twisted History podcast, and his wife's father actually passed away that day, and he has a crazy episode about it because they open about everything, and they open about what their beliefs on it and everything like that, and then they open about the story and how the days were and how it was afterwards of like, shit, there could be 3 days where we're waiting for a phone call and they found somebody. Oh, but it's not the phone call we were waiting for. It wasn't my dad. So if you go out and listen to his take on it too, because he he has an inside of it too, and he's kind of a pretty intelligent dude. He's a really intelligent guy.
So let's go into one more conspiracy theory, or make it quick, and maybe another one before we go into our ad from Lit Up Midwest, and then go to our draft. And this one might be a little touchy, but COVID-19.
I don't know how to go with that.
Man-made. Dude,
wildfire by social media.
To me, that was the biggest, let's see how far we can push the envelope on the panic button and what we can get people to do and how much we can control them. Not here. I mean, here we had it not bad, but look at what went down in Australia.
I mean, shit's still...
they had enforced... They were locked down, your curfew. If you're out, you're getting arrested and going to jail.
Yep.
I had to get the COVID shot. I didn't want it, but I was going to lose my job if I didn't get it, and I wasn't in a place where I could do that. So I went and got my J&J shot. I was upset the whole time I did it. All shit aside, it's the only regret I have in my life. Seriously.
So if you die,
but all shit aside, they handed me. I was sitting there at Hy-Vee at the deal, and they handed me all the paperwork, all filled out, and told me to wait till they called me in the room. I about got up and left. But I was worried that they could get in their database and say my card wasn't legit, and I would still lose my job. Because I went to the last day where my job was like, if you don't have it by this day, you're done. I got phone calls from
Damn it.
our CEO. I got phone calls from our VP. I got phone calls from my boss's boss. Weeks leading up to it, and I'm like,
if you feel that passionate about it, dude, you should have just let your job go.
Man, probably should have.
Just because, but I mean, it's besides the point now, and you're probably still happy at your job. So
the point is mute now, but I still think it was a ploy to see how much control it could have over the masses.
It was a pandemic, is what it was. Yeah. It was a planned pandemic.
I mean, it didn't happen from someone eating a bat in a fucking meat market.
No.
It came out of a laboratory.
And the NIH is the company. I mean, that's our governing body here in the United States. The NIH is the one who sponsored the entire facility in Wuhan to do this biological. To me, I don't think it was meant to be a pandemic. It was biological warfare. They were trying to figure out biohacking, biological warfare to be able to create certain things in the future or decimate certain things in the future.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, like the movie Outbreak, that monkey didn't mean to bite somebody and give him fucking Ebola.
You think like the Mandela effect? Where it's like in
I think
30 years or 50, 100 years from now, people are like, COVID?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? That never happened.
That's like polio.
What do you mean that was somebody got sick and that's how it started? The beginning of it'll change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but then it goes even into a further conversation of COVID-19, and this is the one that I believe, and this goes back to is there a grand group that run the world and they make decisions? And absolutely. I mean, I think one of those people is Bill Gates, and I absolutely fucking hate that guy. And he owns more land in this country than anybody.
Yeah.
But the thing is was his name on the patent for the COVID-19 shot back in 2012? Right? Yeah, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he also talk about at one of his summits about population control and how we as elites are going to control the population of the world, what we're going to do? I mean, they've been talking about fluoride for how many years, being in our water systems, then it strengthens your teeth. No, it's giving you cancer. It's
Actually,
doing all
it's
this
not
other
what you
shit.
want. Right.
Yeah, you don't want that stuff in your body. So yeah, I do think that there's a group, and the favorite conspiracy theory guy that I loved was former Governor Jesse the Body Ventura. He had a TV show for years, and I fucking loved it. And I went down every rabbit hole with him on his episodes, and I did my research. But again, it's just research, and who's the research coming from?
Exactly.
Do we know if it's real? No, we don't.
That was my whole big thing. It was like when you asked, like, do you really think the government would be able to do this? Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
I think there's people out there that are definitely in super control and controlling everything and making us as sick as they want. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think willing to do it. I think, do you really sit there and think that these elected officials, that us as a body from the United States put into power of president and Congress, do you really think that the government is that sick and twisted that they're willing to sacrifice a bunch of Americans for political gain or for the yes, captain, I will do this?
But you got to think, like, this is what Large dives into.
Yeah?
Is like,
I do.
a lot of things, a lot of buildings like that, if you watch them long enough, are very, very, very predictable. So if there's a group of 20 guys that could take care of maybe help you in a financial way or a financial gain or in a power gain, you could get rid of all 20 people and maybe sacrifice a couple more hundred. Yeah, I think there's twisted enough people that have the power to pull that trigger.
And
maybe not in that situation in 9/11 exactly.
No, I'm
but
talking
like
in general.
in
You're just
general
talking in general.
situations, absolutely.
I'm talking in general. Like, do you think that, like, I can get on? I might be able to get on board with there's a group of people that have so much power that they're pulling the strings.
Mike, the perfect example is the FDA. They knowingly and allow ingredients that give us cancer and alter and change who we are mentally and physically. They know they put stuff in food.
Yeah,
or
but I
approved
think
stuff that are gonna make us sick.
That's not.
Like big pharma takes precedent over that.
I'm not talking about that.
But that's part of the government.
Yeah.
They're knowingly
But
doing that.
Because there's other countries that don't do that.
Right.
No,
What
Right,
I'm saying
right.
in general of that much, like, I guarantee there was people from other countries in the World Trade Centers, on those airplanes that I don't think our government, I think in some cases, I don't think our government is that sick and twisted to where they're going to do that to cover their own ass.
Yeah.
Do I think there's a bigger entity of people that are pulling the puppet strings on the whole world, the whole globe? I think so.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that happen that you're like, wait. I could get on board with that.
I think they pull on their strings the hardest when their shit's about to get found out that they don't want to know.
Loss of
Absolutely.
power and loss of control forces
So,
you to do anything.
If you look at what was going on before COVID went crazy, like shit was coming out on certain stuff. You had all the Epstein stuff going on that was getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
You had Trump that was getting ready to go for his second term, and his first term he was burning people left and right and trying to straighten shit out. And I think that the powers that be or certain powers felt like, shit, we are really losing control.
We're losing control of
We're
our
really
people.
looking like a bunch of idiots.
They're starting to figure us out.
How can we fix this? Well, let's panic everybody. Let's make them scared. Let's take the power away from Trump that we can. I'm a Trump guy, do I agree with everything he does? No. Do I agree with most of the stuff he does? Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, like he was trying to shut borders down and not let anybody in or out of the country. And they were telling him, that's a terrible idea. Why are you doing that? Why would you do that? And then he gets out and it's like, first thing, let's shut the borders down so we can stop this. It's like, what?
Well, it's okay now, but it wasn't before.
Exactly. But it's who you want to look like, oh yeah, this guy saved the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think COVID-19 was it was a test.
It was.
Yeah, but
It was a trial. It was a trial run for something.
I think what it
way
honestly
worse.
did, though, honestly, in a positive way, I think it did wake up a lot of people of like, what we're saying is like, yeah, they're fucking nuts, and we got to start taking care of ourselves. I mean, there's a reason why people are just like trying to buy acre, 2, 3 acres, and like just
we'll have our
skip right to like growing your own food, because like you talk about Bill Gates. I mean, he's controlling a lot of the farmland,
And he wants to control the food because he controls everything.
Exactly.
Selling a lot of that
I'm not a
farmland to
big Bill
China.
Gates fan.
China.
Crazy.
He is.
I know, dude. I totally get it.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is control, and you have to do things to control the masses certain ways, right? Like, look at Rome. How do you keep the masses happy? You build a coliseum and let them watch people kill each other.
And distract
Well,
them.
you can't do that today.
No.
Well, that's what they say. Yeah, well, that's what they say.
So we'll
like
scare
football is, and like sports and media.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Right.
I think none of us really have any power. Us four, let's be honest. Like, you control who runs in track, fine. He controls on fire department. I don't think any of us have ever had the control and power to the level that these people do.
Yeah.
And when you get used to that level of power and control, and it, like Ryan said, something's happening, they're going to dig in deep and it's going to get taken away. I think there's a lot of
They'll do
people
anything.
will do anything. Just like a wolf gets caught in a trap, it'll chew its leg off to get out.
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
And I do want to say one thing about, we're talking about the COVID and thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was real. Like, real people died, and condolences for all those families and people that lost friends and families and stuff. That sucks. But I still think, like, it wasn't no accident.
Oh,
We
No,
didn't
I mean,
stumble
was it?
along
Yeah. and-
COVID was real,
Oh,
and
it was
people
real.
died of COVID.
It was terrible.
But right, it didn't happen because someone ate a bat in a meat market or a freaking farmer's market.
And if you were a fan and were like, hey, we need to get these vaccines right away, that, by all means, do it.
Yeah.
But my biggest pet peeve was it should have been a choice.
Yeah.
There were a lot
I
of people
agree
forced to do
100%.
it that didn't want to
Well,
do
they
it.
made it after that. Like, it was after, because I remember we were having the conversation at work about it. Like, you have to get the vaccines. And then we actually had an employee say, I'm not doing it. And he left. And it was shortly after that at least, I don't know if it was left, I think it was still up to states, that the state of Iowa said no, or that maybe it was the federal government said we can't do that. There's a lot, like, Supreme Court's got it tied up now.
Well, I've seen some suits of employees that were let go,
Yeah.
going
Back now.
or getting hired back by their company
Yeah.
because they were let go because they wouldn't get the shot, and they're going after back pay
Yeah.
for the time they were gone.
And they're
and
winning.
a couple companies are shelling it out.
Yeah.
So then look at it this way. Okay, I worked here. I got the shot.
Where's my bonus?
Where's my extra fucking shit for being here? Because I was an essential employee.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Like,
Same.
I think
Same.
the one, you're gonna have a
Then I got let
super
go.
super hard time finding somebody that's
Back
gonna
though,
fight
love
with
it.
you, because sooner or later they're gonna shut your shit down.
Yeah.
I
They're gonna
got,
let it go for
I
so
was
far.
essential like you were.
Oh yeah, I had a
And
letter in my truck so
people-
I could drive around the country.
I didn't get any more money. People that were sitting at home got that extra money,
Yeah.
and I didn't get any more
Well,
money,
you
and I
got-
worked through the whole thing.
You got your stimulus money.
I didn't get
Everybody
my
got it.
stimulus money.
Bullshit.
Why? What do you mean?
You make too much?
No, it had nothing to do with making too much. My taxes got goofed. I didn't get my stimulus money
Oh.
when everybody else did. I got it way down the
You had
road.
to wait.
That doesn't matter because the
But-
people that were still making more money to sit at home because they got laid off,
Yeah.
they still got stimulus too.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
They
I
were
worked
double
through
dipping.
the whole thing.
I will tell you this.
I didn't
and-
get anything extra.
Me neither.
I will tell you this. It did lead to me getting laid off, but that's like there was two things going on in the company that I got laid off for. When I was going through, when we were going through the, hey, we're not so busy, take your stimulus check on top of your unemployment, where it was like you work 1 week, the next week you don't. You work 1 week, the next week you don't. Being everything that was going on in the world, that was some of my like favorite time to be alive.
I
It was
actually-
when I still like when we had Scarlett, I would go and golf maybe 2-3 times, and she would come with me. I'd strap on this little Poco like AG like backpack thing that's like a big harness.
Yeah.
I'd strap it in the golf cart. We'd ride around. I mean, it was take
Yeah.
2.5 hour naps of her just like laying here, dude.
Yeah.
Some of the best time ever. Now I did end up getting laid off, and that's because
Hey,
I don't need to talk about it, but we did.
but the travel ban, like there
Yeah.
weren't many planes going around, and so like when people couldn't
Right.
travel,
Dude, traveling for work, like
Yeah.
I was still going to Chicago. I was going down towards St. Louis. Like it was wild because
Yeah.
you'd walk into a hotel and like you're the only guy there.
yeah,
It's like, all right, I'm gonna go get some dinner. Good
Yeah.
luck finding some place that's open.
yeah,
And
I
they're,
will
like,
preface,
serving
I went
food.
back there because I love working there.
But I mean,
Thanks,
it,
Raytheon.
it was
Yeah.
interesting traveling. But
Right.
I mean it, and then I think behind it too, like, yeah, it was a power play to see what they could control and stuff, and I think they wanted to see how far the ripple goes.
mm-hmm.
Our supply chain is still just absolutely
It's still
Fucked.
it's still
Oh,
fucked.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
horrible.
yeah,
Yep.
But
And
I mean,
working-
I remember when they started up, like just me personally racing.
Yeah.
It hit us so bad with like tires.
You couldn't get 'em.
We run
Yeah,
a
you were
certain
saying that
tire.
you would shave your
We
own
couldn't get
tires.
them, so they're like, all right, now you can just put new grooves in them yourself.
Yep,
Right.
got them yourself,
Like, because you had to, because people were running out of tires. People were buying tires like 100 at a time when they could.
just like toilet
Right.
paper.
Oh, it was wild.
Right. Well, we can definitely go on the talking spree of conspiracy theories. We
Oh,
didn't even
shit,
get
it's
into
10.
some of the. We didn't even get into some of the my favorite ones of Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, the abominable snowman.
Maybe
all
we'll do a
them,
conspiracy series part 2.
because part 2. We
Yeah,
might
we
have to do
should.
that
We
here in a little while. But we're gonna hear from our new sponsor,
New
Lit
sponsor!
Up Midwest.
Wah, 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 wah.
Adam Kerper out of Farley, Iowa, has
Drum
a
roll.
business called Lit Up Midwest. We're working on a ad for it, but we put together something real quick. So here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Am I the only one that didn't know you can light up your home year-round? Let's talk about Lit Up Midwest. Imagine 16 million lighting combinations, 250 colors per sequence, nearly invisible by day, dazzling by night. Perfect for holidays, parties, or just to make your home stand out. With a one-time installation, enjoy up to 20 years of customizable, permanent lighting.
And thank you, Lit Up Midwest. If you are lazy, if you are a
Why you look at me when you say that?
if you're
No, I think he was glancing at me because I have my
if-
fucking Christmas lights
if-
up from last year.
if
They're
you're
fucking
he
hanging
does
down
he
right
does
now.
if your race
plug 'em
suit
in.
if your race suit doesn't fit
Fuck this shit, I quit.
or you're incapable of getting on a ladder, give Adam a call. We have him at the fire department. Adam put him up at the fire department for us. These things are fantastic. Mention the Mainstream podcast. It is 20% off when you do that.
Yeah.
But these things are amazing. They're permanent lighting. During the day, you can hardly see them. At night, they look great. All mobile app driven. And you can set up any sequence you want. I have one for the Iowa Hawkeyes that goes on at the fire department. I got one that I actually made. It's red and blue, and I got them flashing real fast. So when we get a call at night, I always hit the button, turn it on, so people know that. Well,
Get out of the way.
So
You
the
gotta
people
call.
trying
And
to
it's all
sleep
from your
across
phone?
the street know
the
that
fire
you're going
department.
on call.
The fire department knows
Fire
that
department
we got
in
a call.
McCausland did that, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, it's all app driven. It's called Everlights. And there's a bunch of ones too, pre-made ones. Christmas, there's a bunch of them. Fall, Halloween, you name it. As well as like awareness months. There's one for childhood cancer, you name it.
Right.
And Pride Month, a whole bunch of
Right.
a bunch of ones. I can't remember how many combinations, but you can create your own. But give Adam a call. Him and his crew will come out. They do a very, very clean installation. They explain everything to you. Or just give them a call, mention the Mainstream podcast, say, can you come out and take a look and tell me how much it's going to be?
Right.
And they last for a long time.
Well, I think he said on there it was like 25 million hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's
which that's
crazy.
going to exceed my lifetime.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So,
Add that up. Like, how long actually is that?
No more wire, mess in your garage, light tangled up.
Here, Russ, untangle this.
Yeah. Check every bulb. No more of that. And if you're incapable of getting on ladders or you just don't like to or, whatever, give Adam a call. So thanks for our sponsor,
Thanks, Adam.
Lit Up Midwest. And Christmas is around the corner here. We're in the Burr months. The
Burr
Burr
months.
months.
The fuck is a
It's
burn?
cold in here.
We are going to move on to the Mainstream Podcast Draft.
Woo.
Sponsored by
Nobody.
Nobody yet, but you should.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor, now's the time.
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
have a
What's up?
draft named after you.
Or all of them.
We are doing top 5 things that would make your last meal request in prison.
Prison or on death row. I mean, just the death in general. Your last 5 items you want to eat for your last meal.
So your top 5 favorite meals.
No, not
No.
meals.
Items.
Your top 5 items to
You're
be
going to take
on
5
that.
items.
You
and
got
make
one meal.
Oh,
So it could be like
I was thinking
4
completely
desserts.
different. I had 5 different meals.
No.
Just main courses picked out in my head. So
No.
okay, you're gonna have to
And it can
okay.
be all main courses if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
If you
I
want
got you, I got
steak,
you, I got
chicken,
you.
You want
lobster, do
goulash,
it.
dude? You can have goulash and chicken
Yeah.
noodle soup.
There was one guy that
I got you. So
I
we
s-
really shouldn't be taking it any other. We
Here's a
probably-
question.
Yeah.
Does chicken and waffles count as one?
No.
No.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
if you
Why-
wanted
who-
chicken and waffles,
Yeah, it's like biscuits and
absolutely.
gravy.
You're going to pick chicken
Yeah.
and waffles?
No, I love chicken
No,
and
yeah.
waffles.
I've never had it.
very
It
good.
sounds
amazing.
terrible.
Yeah.
So-
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ryan, try it.
I've never
Not
had it
terrible.
No, I put honey and syrup on it. Or
Yeah.
if you're really good, you do a buffalo chicken and waffles and you put honey on top of it. Oh, it's
Hot.
so
What's
good.
buffalo
I've
chicken
never
for
had
breakfast?
That, but that
Do you know how
sounds
upset my
awesome.
stomach? That's worse than
You don't
Colombian
eat it
coffee.
for breakfast.
Waffles are a breakfast.
I eat
food.
waffles at dinner all the time.
Oh boy.
Come on, man.
Now I
Anyways.
know why your kids are
Anyway,
the way
let's
they
do
are.
this 5.
No,
Let's do this 5.
waffles are good.
Uh-huh.
So, top 5 items on your last meal request on death row. Josh is going to go first.
Yes.
And we're going to go to his right.
Snake
So,
draft.
Josh, me, Ryan, Mike.
Will end with me.
Yep.
All right. First thing is a nice medium rare filet steak, filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
So he named a specific steak. I could name another specific
Absolutely.
steak.
Absolutely.
Because if that's steak, I'm
Yep.
going to be pissed.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
really?
No, no.
I'm gonna be pleased.
I would.
So
I
there's
mean,
not going to be a lot of taking in this.
No, you're
Okay.
gonna have your own filet
Yeah, it's
mignon.
pretty open.
Medium rare.
Okay.
Boom.
Medium rare.
Fuck yeah, dude.
2 pounds of Alaskan king crab legs.
That's good.
You gotta work. That's way harder than I want to work before I get put in the chair.
It's already pre-cut for you.
Just
you don't
fucking.
Have, you don't have
Let me put it in my
utensils.
mouth and then shock me.
They're not giving you utensils in there. It's already pre-cut.
What are you putting in your mouth before you're shocked?
Oh fuck.
Not
Not king
legs.
crab.
Twinkies?
Give me a rare.
Ooh.
I'll take a tomahawk ribeye.
Ooh, there you go. Tomahawk steak. How thick? 2
The
incher?
thickest one they could find.
So who's preparing this? Anybody or
Oh,
just
doesn't
like
matter.
The best chef in the world.
Like
I'm
your favorite?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna find a good chef. If it's the dude in the cafeteria at the prison, I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Gordon Ramsay,
Okay.
fucking, anybody.
So it's me.
Yep. 2.
I'm gonna go. I get 2 of them.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go. This is specific
Mhm.
to the area. I'm going brazen fried chicken, and I'm getting a whole chicken.
Okay.
I'm getting 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 breasts.
What's the difference between like
2
regular
wings.
fried and brazen fried?
It's just their
I
brand of
love
flavor.
Brazen's a restaurant.
That's the chicken that comes to my mind. It's
In
like
Dubuque.
I love fried chicken. It's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
if-
good seasoning blend they have there.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I'm going that for my
Okay.
meat.
All right.
And then I get to go again.
Yeah, rip it.
I'm gonna go. Nobody will take this, but I'm taking it anyway. I'm gonna take my grandma's sweet cream corn.
Who's
Okay.
cooking this?
My grandma
Okay.
or my mom. My mom
Okay,
knows how to cook
sweet-
it too.
I know,
You
but
said
asked-
specific. Listen, if I'm fucking dying and it's
Yeah,
my last
absolutely.
meal,
That's
brother,
what I
I'm
want to
getting
hear.
some home cooked
But you
shit.
said-
okay?
Cream corn from a can
You
with
made-
a little sugar.
No, she cuts it off fucking sweet corn and she cans it and
You
creams
made a
it.
point to ask, wait, is this anybody cooking? Or,
Anybody
and then you go, Grandma's
Grandma's
coming to
cooking.
prison to
Grandma's
fucking cook
cooking.
this
She's
shit.
making it up.
Yeah.
Hi, Grandma. I'd hug you, but I got these shackles on.
No, she'll take one too.
Oh, that's awesome. Grandma's sweet creamed corn.
Yes.
All right. I like it. Ryan.
So I'm gonna have to go with another home cooked by my mother.
Oh, let's everybody laugh and make fun of him now.
I'm doing gizzards, but she does her gizzards different. They're not fried gizzards. She puts them in a crock pot with like a whole tub of butter for a whole day,
So she's killing you.
and then you just. Well, it's probably
no,
why I
this
am
shit's
the
real
way I am.
butter. That's like Crisco.
It's like
It's
country-
not butter. It's,
it's
a big old
country-
can of
country
Crisco.
crock.
Country
Yeah.
crock. Yeah.
And then you ladle them out and you put it over a bed of mashed potatoes with corn on top. It's fucking delicious.
Okay, but you're just picking the gizzards. You're
He's
not
just
picking the
taking the
mashed
gizzards.
potatoes.
That's
and
how
other
you
stuff.
eat. That's the only way to eat the
No,
gizzards.
no.
Yeah,
Gizzards.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
It's like saying goulash, but you only get the pasta.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Mike.
Man, me?
Yeah.
I've never had it.
You've never had goulash?
No, he's
No,
talking
I'm
gizzards
talking about
over
his
taters.
gizzards.
I'll have my mom make some. and then I'll
Gizzards
bring 'em
over
up.
I probably
taters.
won't eat them, dude.
I'm
too
going to
picky.
go
I'd try it.
with a nice Maine lobster.
Oh, there you go.
Like he's gonna have gout when he goes
Yeah.
to the chair. I can't walk
So
to
you
that
went
needle
double.
today. I have
Wait, you
gout.
went double.
Double seafood.
I got 2 shellfish.
Yeah, he went double seafood.
Okay, so you're going 2 main courses. I thought we were gonna go like
No.
2
No, it's
sides.
whatever you
Said
want,
that.
dude.
It's your last fucking meal.
Now he said Maine
right.
lobster.
Just because you're having grandma come.
Yeah, man.
Now he said Maine lobster. I'm gonna go with an Australian rock lobster.
You got to be you always have to be that guy.
No,
I'm surprised you didn't say fucking pickled asparagus.
no, it's on.
I'm
going
going
to
to go with a piece of Swiss cheese with mustard.
Wait till the 5th one. It'll be on there.
Vienna sausages and cracker.
All right. So the next thing I'm gonna have is the Tokyo roll from Nobu sushi. Love it.
Okay.
Sushi's a good idea.
You know
Yep.
when we do this, when we do our picture for
Nobody's
our
gonna
draft,
want it
You're going to do this picture for our draft.
because of sushi.
Nobody knows what Nobo is.
Nobu, yeah, it's a
Just
good
put a-
fucking
just
sushi
put a
restaurant.
freaking-
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
call out a
on it.
restaurant
Just
too.
put
Now that we're going
roll on there.
specific,
Yeah.
and I'm going double meats and stuff.
Yeah, rip
double
it.
meat,
It's
double
not your
cheeses.
shirt. Yeah. Mike. Sorry.
Oh, a dozen oysters on the half shell.
All right.
This guy lives in the East Coast. What are you
Fuck's
from,
he
like
doing,
Rhode
dude?
Island? or
From Boston,
something?
brah.
From Boston.
Wait till
Yeah,
the
give me some rock lobster.
Wait till the clam chowder comes out here soon.
A dozen oysters on the half shell.
All right.
Just
now,
a dozen?
hold on.
Well,
Hey, how do you do your oysters? Do you do a little Tabasco, a little lemon, little?
Absolutely.
Do you do horseradish?
yes.
Fuck yes, love it.
And I go,
Just the thought. and
hey,
the-
I like that one.
oh, dude, you
I
want to
like
go
that one.
sometime? Let's
I
go.
fucking love oysters.
Let's go, me too.
Sounds
Love
cute.
oysters.
Yeah, that's
So good.
No, they're awesome.
awful.
What do you
Give
got,
me,
Ryan?
give me like 2-3 pounds of crawfish.
What's this guy from Louisiana?
What's
I
this
love
guy going
crawfish.
seafood the whole time?
What are you doing to the table?
My chair's messing up with it.
Is that the broken chair?
No, this is like the borrowed chair.
Okay, I'm going.
Thanks, Bellevue Big.
Appetizer on this. I'm gonna go
Ooh,
a restaurant down in Nashville, Tennessee called the Peg Leg Porker.
ooh.
I'm going with their fully loaded, shredded like pork nachos, fully loaded, besides onions.
Jalapenos,
Yeah.
black beans.
Yup.
Oh man,
I'll
just
do the
realized-
black beans. I won't
can-
taste them. I don't want them, but
I
I'll
can-
take
I
them.
can do it.
say,
You gotta.
And then they have their hot barbecue
sound
sauce
fucking
drizzled
delicious.
over top of it.
The
I'm
boss
so
man.
hungry right
the
now.
boss man at this. The boss man
Got
at
any
this
leftovers
prison.
upstairs
So
again?
fucking, he's gonna be like
The boss man
"Seriously?"
at
and
this
I'm like, that
prison's
shit
gonna be
better
so
come fucking
pissed.
hot too,
Hey,
dude.
I need Brazen to bring their chicken.
Yeah.
I need my grandma to come, and now I need you to go to Porky's or Porkers down in
Peg leg
Nashville
porker, let's have some
and
respect.
Yeah.
get some pulled pork
Do you
nachos.
think
Try
when
'em.
you get this, like when they get this food, it's just like, yeah,
Cold
we
as
we
fuck.
went 10 hours away and here it is in
No,
your to-go
no,
box.
it
No,
all
no, you
comes
have
hot.
to
It
bring
all
the
comes
chef
hot.
in.
It
You
all
ha-
comes
you-
hot. It
No,
all
you
comes
have
hot.
to, dude.
It's like the movie Law Abiding Citizen when he's like, I
Yes.
want it from this specific place
Yes.
with pommes frites.
That's
with
what I'm
this
envisioning. Where
asparagus.
I'm that fucking
Yeah,
dangerous.
I'm
that's
sitting in jail. I'm ready to die, and this is my shit.
Number
Yeah.
4,
Okay, number 4 for me. Oh
great grandma's chili.
no,
If anybody
There's
says
too many good
buttered
foods.
noodles,
I love butter
fucking
noodles.
I was
kill
gonna say buttered noodles from Kalamazoo. Those
Oh.
fuckers are bomb.
Brown sugar.
I love.
I'm just gonna go big old garlic and bacon mashed potatoes.
ya. Okay.
Gonna put it in with my corn.
Yeah. Ooh. Good mixer. You're
sounds
scratching
really
the belly
good.
like you're getting hungry with it now.
I am
Sounds
fucking
really
hungry.
good.
Yeah.
Ryan's salivating. I'm
Yeah,
watering
how about
over
I'm about to
that?
here.
start fucking drooling.
I'm
Now,
over
you
here.
guys are making fun of my sweet corn.
No,
You're like, oh, fuck, you
I'm-
took mashed potatoes.
I'm
Oh,
moist right
Now
now.
he's got potatoes and corn.
Moist.
I'm running out of vegetables.
moist.
It doesn't
Yeah,
have to
fried
be
chicken.
vegetables, dude. You could do 5 main
Whatever you
entrees
want.
too.
I know I can do
Okay.
it. Calm down.
All right, I'm just making sure you don't
I'm
need
trying
to
to get
put
well-rounded
together
here.
a complete meal.
I'm gonna go with like a good loaf. I'm gonna say loaf, but I want it cut up and cooked. Garlic bread, like some really good fucking like crunchy on the outside,
Are you
soft in the middle, just like some good garlic bread.
Yeah.
Cheese on it, maybe a little
Yeah,
sprinkled cheese.
like Texas toast
Parmesan
style
or
garlic bread
something.
with a
Yeah.
little shredded cheese.
I got you.
It's
So-
gonna be a bitch getting this draft put together.
Now that
You're
I
just gonna have a piece of dry white
I'm gonna
garlic.
put a loaf of bread for you.
you could do what I did last time. I didn't put any pictures.
I'll search
You
through.
said
I'll
nice.
search through the family photos, see if I can get some sweet corn.
Grandma?
pictures for you.
Google, find Mike Steinis grandma sweet cream corn.
It's gonna be a picture of cream and a picture of corn.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
pretty much.
And grandma.
Yeah, and grandma.
So I got my shellfish is taken care of.
Is this 4 for you?
This is 4, and 3 of them are shellfish. I got a problem.
Wow.
Yeah, you do.
Your iodine levels
Did I
are
really
be
pick
huge.
garlic bread?
Yeah,
you did.
you ruined the draft.
I bet I still win though.
Yeah.
Swifties aren't helping you on this shit, man.
Does that count as a meal?
Oh
Man.
my god.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to go with a nice king cut of prime rib with the au jus.
Just not
Hey,
juice.
hey.
Au jus,
What
you.
doneness? How well?
Rare.
rare.
All
It's
right.
the only way to eat it.
Do you want any sides on that? Like, do you
Just
want
said
like?
au jus.
Okay, just
You
au
don't
jus.
want horseradish?
Okay, I love horseradish.
Au
Prime rib.
jus.
Au
Bless
jus?
you.
Au jus.
Gesundheit.
All right, so I get 2. All right. I do love my. It's not even my grandma's, but it's like part of her family's. It's a lobster stuffed shell. So it's an Italian dish. Stuffed shells, cream cheese. Put a little lobster in there. Throw some marinara on it or whatever sauce right in the oven. So lobster stuffed shells.
Let's hear what number 5 is, Josh.
Pickled fucking asparagus.
No. Number 5. I'm gonna go with a dessert. And
Swiss cheese.
It's gonna be Italian wedding cake. It's like a Italian wedding lemon cake. That's it. I gotta have dessert. That's my 5th.
I like it.
Fuck dessert.
No,
I'm
dude,
not.
I'm
Absolutely
going
not.
out on sweets.
Chocolate
with that,
milk
yeah.
sounds good, but I'm not even doing that.
Yep.
I am going to jump on the wagon of picking a restaurant. I'm going to go with House of China and Dubuque's cashew chicken. No vegetables for my 5th
I
one.
thought he was gonna say I want House of China's buffet. They got like 8 little
The
pans
whole
set up.
fucking-
My
Tell
race,
Kalmus is
Noodles,
Decatur.
rice, 2 kinds of chicken.
my
and
race suit won't fit after this.
I got
That's
one you can
awesome.
borrow. It needs a zipper.
Ryan.
So for my last pick, I'm gonna go with my stepmom Kim's lasagna.
Lasagna?
Oh, it's
There
like
you
the
go.
best. I can't eat lasagna anywhere else anymore.
Is it with ricotta cheese or do they put cottage cheese in it? Because some people put cottage
She
cheese.
puts cottage cheese in hers, and I hate cottage cheese.
Yeah.
but I love this.
Dude,
fucking
cottage
lasagna.
cheese is so good. I eat the whole container myself.
Dude, I'll bring you some cottage cheese from my fridge, brother. I left a gallon of milk in there when I went to North Carolina. It's prime.
No, that's not cottage cheese, bro.
Exactly.
I thought we was
Touching
gonna actually
that.
get a tub of cottage cheese. I didn't know it was gonna come in milk form.
Yeah.
No, it's not milk form. It's
It's
cottage cheese form. It's just in a milk jug.
You were only
Even
gone
easier
for a
you to eat with.
week.
Yeah.
Well,
That shit
it's
keeps
like
for
half
2 or
gone.
3. All
And-
right.
Okay.
I couldn't get it gone before I left.
What's
right.
mama or grandma cooking this time?
Nothing.
Oh.
I am gonna go with, and I don't know who can do it or what, but I want a small little platter of cheesecake. Just
Ooh.
different types of varieties.
Like from the
Cherry,
Cheesecake Factory, you want like a
strawberry,
slice
No,
of
I'm
everything on
talking
there?
like fancier than that.
Like turtle key
real ripped up,
cheesecake.
like
yeah.
Sorry, Mr.
made from
Fancy Pants,
scratch,
Rich
like
McGee.
scratch, like
Yeah.
in a bakery
Walmart.
house.
Yeah.
Walmart,
You know,
Walmart
with
variety.
like
pack.
you got a chocolate one, you got a blueberry
A
one, you
carrot
got
cake
a
one.
regular one.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like just
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah, I like
It's
that.
got to be cheesecake.
It's a 12.
I need the sweet.
12 pieces of different cheese.
Great
I like
value
that.
brand
Yep.
right there, man.
No,
No.
And
I
then
wish I
my
had a
honorable
drink.
mention is going to be a drink, and it's going to be State Flair lemonade, like the freshly squeezed. I'm drinking that the whole
State-
meal.
Oh, where you
State
just
Fair.
get the cup and you go fill it up.
Yeah.
No, like
dude,
they squeeze it out with all the fucking 5 pounds
Yeah.
of sugar with
we
it.
could have went 10 rounds easily. Banana cream pie would have been on mine.
Yeah.
So okay, so
Chocolate
we're all
milk would have
done.
been my
Spaghetti.
We're all done. Why don't we go through and do an honorable mention drink?
chocolate milk.
Okay.
But I'm making it
A
myself.
drink?
Yeah, an honorable mention
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Doesn't
Whatever you
matter.
want.
Oh,
Whatever
I'm
you
on
chose
death row,
lemonade.
man. I'm gonna get hammered.
I'm not. I want chocolate milk.
You
All
probably get chocolate milk in prison.
There you go.
I'm doing
But
the
I
State
wanna
Fair
make it.
lemonade.
You're gonna be.
You
shit-
can in prison.
Give me a gallon of chocolate milk and the biggest thing of Hershey syrup.
You're gonna be shitting.
Haven't
chocolate
you
milk.
watched? You
so
want
good, so good.
you want a gallon of chocolate milk and Hershey syrup?
No, a gallon of white milk.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, so you want to make the okay?
Yeah, you want to
to
make it
But
yourself.
you should add chocolate to chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
If I had to pick a drink right now, non-alcoholic, it'd be a strawberry lemonade from fucking the trailer in town.
Oh, AJ's.
Yeah, AJ's
I don't know what it is. What it's called? AJ's Sip and Shop.
Sip and Shop.
Yeah.
They're her strawberry lemonades, dude. Bomb.
Okay.
yeah, they make them like State Fair, right? With real lemons in them.
Yeah.
There's
squeeze
real
them?
lemon and then there's
Yeah, that's what I'm
strawberry.
saying. You
and
can't
there's-
steal my drink. That's my
Can you
drink.
make lemonade with fake lemons?
You said lemonade. I said strawberry lemonade.
Yeah. He tell you it's honorable mention. We
Whatever.
can't say we're.
You know what?
taking
You're dying, so it don't matter. Have we
it.
done.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll hold the door for you, motherfucker.
I'm gonna go coffee and go vanilla latte.
Oh, yeah, I
Extra
like
shot of
coffee. Coffee's
espresso.
actually
Extra
With
shot of
oat
vanilla.
milk.
I just can't drink. I just
Shaken,
can't drink the
not
coffee
stirred.
when I'm doing the meal. I can drink the lemonade
It's
with all my
after.
stuff.
It's after.
Are you
We're
having
gonna come
your
after.
coffee?
Oh, you
You
gotta
dipping
drink
your
during.
asparagus in your coffee?
I didn't
or-
have asparagus, bro.
Anyways, so last episode's draft, I think it was a tie. Honestly,
It was
I think
6, 6, and 6.
6, 6, and 6.
Fucking
on,
imagine that. Conspiracy
us
theories
three.
unite.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't win.
but
I'm
so
surprised you didn't either.
make sure you stay tuned to social media, like probably Tuesday or something, Tuesday or Wednesday.
It's gonna take a while to compile these lists.
And make sure you go on and vote who had the best last meal. I imagine I won't win because of the oysters, but I love
I'd
them.
get down with that.
all I want to add is, if you are a Taylor Swift fan, vote for me.
Don't. He hates her. Anyways,
All
he
too
did.
well
He
for
didn't
anniversary?
draft. He didn't draft Travis Kelce in his fantasy football draft tonight.
He was already
That's
gone.
How you know how to feel. But anyways, so want to thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes to come. And check us out, like, share, and subscribe on social
Absolutely.
medias. And give Adam Kerper a call with Lit Up Midwest. Christmas is around the corner, and let's get them houses looking beautiful.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to vote.
Vote for who?
People's choice.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
make sure you go on our website or
Yeah, it's about
social
2 weeks
medias.
away.
2 weeks away, we'll be in Cedar Rapids.
Vote for the People's Choice.
I know it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, 2 weeks away. We're going to be doing a show in Cedar Rapids
Like live show.
at the
Live.
Podcast Awards, and
At
then
the Apollo.
we're up for the new emerging podcast of 2024. You can't vote on that one, unfortunately, but yeah. So we got some exciting things coming, and we're in the burn months with football going. So
All right.
at that, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Burr.